Salutations, everybody, and welcome back to Learning the Ropes. It is good to have you with us here on this fine Sunday night. I'm XLJ, the OG, and I'm joined by my brother from another mother, Mr. B-Roll, and my other brother from another mother, the one and only Michael Duplessis. How you all doing tonight?
I think we are doing fine and dandy. And kudos to you, Michael. You are pulling off quite the marathon. You were a part of the ROH Final Battle Watch Along. You were a part of the NXT Deadline Watch Along, if I do say so. And now you're here.
The MVP of the PWC.
Look at him. He's speechless.
Yes.
That's
He's
yes.
speechless.
I like it. Well, hey, we got an action-packed episode for you tonight.
Yes,
we are
sir. Glad to be here.
excited.
Honored to be here.
Yes. So excited about this episode tonight. And we're going to get right into it because we have a very special guest with us. But as we always do here on Learning the Ropes, we always like to kick it off with a little bit of a plug-a-palooza. So let's get right into it here. Let's first talk about what we got coming up on our YouTube channel, Cole TV. So this week, on Tuesday, you can catch our ROH Final Battle Reaction Show. On Wednesday, you can catch our NXT Deadline Reaction Show. And on Thursday, you can catch a replay of this right here. And also want to remind y'all, coming up the week after that, kicking off December the 19th to the 23rd, it is going to be Christmas week on Cole TV, where we are going to have all sorts of Christmas-themed episodes, and it's going to conclude with our second annual Christmas special. So you're not going to want to miss that, starting December the 19th to the 23rd.
Guarantee that. And speaking of Christmas, you got your Christmas shopping done?
No.
Well, I am here to help. So you can head on over to Sweet Dollface Creations and you could get yourself, well, you already have the Learning the Ropes shirt. Look at that shirt. Isn't it beautiful? And it's totally not based off of one of the greatest tag teams of all time currently going, even though they may or may not have just lost one of their belts, but we're going to get into that later. You can get you a Learning the Ropes shirt. You can get you a Cole TV shirt and much, much more. Tons of other content creators are over there. We also have the We Are Wrestle Talk shirts over there. And just remember, percentage of all those sales are going to mental health awareness. Speaking of the We Are Wrestle Talk shirts, we're doing a giveaway tonight too. Did you forget about that?
Forgot about that.
We had over 60 entries. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do our interview first because we have a very awesome guest that we are going to be interviewing tonight. And then probably after the interview is over with, that'll be one of the first things we do. We're going to spin the wheel, not once, but twice. So big shout out to Dan the Mayor again. He is the one that donated the money for us to be able to do this giveaway. And it's just for that, he's going to be our Rest Talk Creator of the Week.
Yes, he is.
Because he is the man. He's not only the mayor, he is the man.
So if you're not following him, go give him a follow.
You better go give him a follow ASAP. We do apologize. Michael's internet appears to be acting up a little bit. We're going to try to get him. We're going to try to get him back in here. But
you look a little thirsty. You look like you could go for a cup of coffee, maybe?
A cup of coffee. I have been feeling tired today. I think I forgot my coffee. Oh, wait. My coffee's right here. Rootless Coffee. Use the code Panda Coffee to save 15% because you know it is a
damn
fine cup of coffee. That is right. That is right. NDDO. We thank you for joining us over here on the Panda Wrestling Company Twitch channel. Go ahead and hit that follow button. And if you feel so inclined, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will let you on a secret. If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. Literally, just Google it. Google how to do it. You can figure it out in DDO. All right, good sir.
Yes.
Without further ado, I think we covered all the bases.
I think we did.
That may have been the quickest plug-a-palooza ever because you know I tend to ramble.
but we got to get right into it because we got a very special guest. Why don't you play that hype bar in all of professional wrestling? He is a former MLW National Openweight Champion, the Suplex Assassin, the Mohawk Master of the Suplex, the captain of the Bomaye Club, and a future World Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Alex Kane.
What's up, guys? I just got one correction to make. Okay, it is the Bomaye Fight Club. Bomaye
Oh,
Fight Club. I do hear a lot of people say Bomaye Club, which I mean, it still gets the point across. But you can't forget the fight in there.
it's a very important aspect of it. How are you this evening, good sir?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been watching Blacklist on Netflix for like the past couple hours, because today's pretty much a lazy day for me.
Well, there you go.
Netflix and chill. I
it
hear
is-
that's like your go-to show from what I've seen on your seen a TikTok you put out.
Yeah, I was really into it like in like the first like couple seasons, and then I kind of like fell off. But like now I'm back on it, and it's better than ever.
I
that
have
is
to
cool.
I have to be honest, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm
Yeah.
going to check it out. I got to get in on that.
You
Yeah,
have
me
to.
either.
You have to.
Me either. Let me ask you this question: did you enjoy any soup while you were watching the Blacklist?
I did. Yeah, what was it? Yesterday I had some clam chowder, New England clam chowder, and then yeah. See, there you go. I, I got to get that one again, but
This is the bomb.
New England clam chowder is probably my favorite. And then was on TikTok and some lady put what is it called? The imitation crab in it. She put it in the air fryer, and cooked it, and then put it in there. So
Dude,
good.
that sounds amazing. I'm telling you, man, air fryer is where it's at.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
I love my air fryer, man. I use the crap out of it.
I practically do all my meals throughout the week in the air fryer. I mean, it's my
As you
go-to.
should.
Yeah.
I need to get a bigger one so I can do more.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, my friend. Well, thank you so much for coming on, man. We appreciate having you on here with us here on Learning the Ropes. And first of all, I got to start off with you have like one of the most unique styles, I think, in pro wrestling right now. I mean, you've got the power, the technique, you've got the submission skill set. So how did you get into wrestling, of course, and like how did you kind of develop that style?
I got into wrestling via some of the kids in my neighborhood. Growing up, I grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and I remember I went to a yard sale, and this kid, um, what is yeah, his name doesn't matter, but he had a Stone Cold Demolition VHS, and I was like, okay, this looks pretty fucking cool. Like, what is this? So he kind of explained to me who Steve Austin was and like what the kind of the story was about it. He was like, you should really check it out, and I think it was like $2 or $3 or whatever. So I bought it, and I took it home, and I popped in the VHS, and I started watching. I'm like, yo, this is fucking nuts. Like, this is crazy. Like, this happens. This happens in real life. Um, so like that was kind of like my entrance into it, and then like for me, I had that, and then one of my older brother's friends, he had, I want to say it was SmackDown, Just Bring It. He brought it over to the house, and I was playing that, and I was so uninterested with like actually like fighting and wrestling matches and stuff. I was just trying to get out the ring and go backstage. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to go backstage. And like I think in that game you just kind of like run off screen. But I was like, yeah, I'm backstage now, guys. Um, and then I got into the toys. Uh, and I still have them somewhere. I think my nephews have destroyed most of them, but I still have them somewhere. And then I kind of got into like watching the shows. I started watching them on YouTube, and then like I finally realized that it was on TV. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it on TV. And then as far as like developing the style, like I wrestled in high school and college. I also played a little bit of rugby, but that only yeah, I guess I kind of it's the rough and tumble part of my character. Um, So I knew that I always wanted to incorporate those two things. I mean, wrestling into whatever I do. Because like as a kid, I wanted to be like the high flyer, like Rey Mysterio and stuff like that. But then I realized the amount of skill that you got to have to do all of that stuff, and the fact that you can't be afraid of heights, which I am a little bit afraid of heights. Um,
I'm right there with you.
it just out loud. But so like I was like, you know what? Okay, the second most thing I wanted to be is a powerhouse. So let me work on that. Um and like I try to like study like some of the old school wrestling. I study a lot of the new school stuff, a lot of black and gold NXT. And like I just try to I don't want to like copy anybody or anything like that because a lot of people be like, "Oh, you're just Taz." I'm like, no, because when I started doing what I'm doing, I knew who Taz was,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that he was like a suplex heavy character. Because like when I got introduced to Taz was Ruthless Aggression WWE. So like they kind of watered him down at that point. And
Oh
when I
yeah.
realized who he was in ECW, I was like, yo, this man's something serious, but I'm better, but he's something serious.
Yeah, and I mean, it is. I mean, it is hard. I mean, with wrestling, just how long it's been, it is hard to find that originality. Because I mean, it's just like just about everything's already um been done. But the beautiful part about it is everyone can kind of make it their own.
Hmm.
And I mean, you have your favorites, and you have the people that you don't like. So I mean, it's really cool. So, what was one of your favorite wrestlers growing up?
So Stone Cold because he was the first one that I really like saw. Jeff Hardy, because it was actually a match. It was Jeff Hardy versus Taker, the undisputed title on Raw ladder match where Taker beat the dog shit out of Jeff Hardy, um,
Yeah.
respectfully. But that was a match where like because I was watching with my dad and I was like, yo, like this is what I'm gonna do with my life. Um, and like he was all encouraging and stuff. Um, but yeah, so Jeff Hardy definitely, The Rock, because I try to channel a little bit of Dwayne Johnson when I'm cutting promos, because he just had such a nice cadence, and he was just always really funny. Um, and then as I started to get more and more into it, Shelton Benjamin, when he was first coming up, and he had that string of matches with Triple H, that's when I got hooked on him.
Very nice. So, obviously, we know you trained with AR Fox.
Cole
Um,
Fox and Show.
yeah. How was that experience, and how ecstatic are you that he with him signing with AEW?
Man, training with Fox was probably it was probably I'm so glad that I went to his school because I had I guess like two options when I decided to go to wrestling school. It was his school and Robert Gibson's school, but that school has shut down at this point. But so like when I went to visit Fox's school, like when I initially saw him, like I didn't know who he was so much. Like I saw like on the page that he had wrestled for Lucha Underground and like he had all these connections and stuff, but I didn't know who he was, and like until I started looking at stuff up. But like when you meet somebody like in person and like you get like goosebumps, like chills or whatever, because you feel like okay, this person's like this person's somebody. Like they radiate that like star power. Like that's what I felt when I met Fox, and like I initially thought he was gonna kind of be like I guess like not as genuine as he was because like I mean you're known all over this industry or whatever, and I'm just some kid trying to come in and like be a wrestler, but he was he was just so down to earth. Like that's the one thing that like really was like, yeah, I'm coming to the school. He's so down to earth, he's so genuine, and like all he does is watch professional wrestling, which I will get to later. um but like he was also so welcoming, and then everybody at the school at the time that I was there, Sean Dean, Lee Johnson, Ashton Starr, uh Danny J, just all those people that were there. Sean Dean, I think he was also there. Um, they were all really, really inviting and really welcoming. Um, and like he Fox didn't waste any of my time. Like as soon as I paid my money and I got signed up and all that stuff or whatever, we got down to the basics, whatever. But like he would always tell us that like wrestling, learning wrestling is easy. The hard part is all the in between stuff or whatever. So like especially having a wrestling background, an athletic background, that made it way easier for me because I picked it up. I debuted in like 6 months, I think 6 months.
Wow.
So I took to it like a what's the saying? A fish out of water or
Fish
a
out,
fish?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, took to it like a fish out of water. Um, so like, and then like he kind of helped me craft my style. He would look up guys that like that went with like where I was trying to go with who I wanted to be. And we worked on those things. Like he took that one-on-one time to work with me on just about everything. And then to see him on AEW right now, signed, wrestling on national television, is like it's his dream. But like for like a while there, it was like all everybody at the school, it was all of our dream too, because like he's given so much to wrestling. And yes, they always say wrestling doesn't owe you anything, but like you can't put all of that into fucking wrestling and then get nothing back. um so to see him on that stage doing his thing, and more people learning about who AR Fox is and what he can do and how talented that man is. And I think he's like in his mid 30s right now and he's still bouncing around like he's in his mid 20s or early 20s. Like it's crazy. But
Dude's a
man,
beast.
Yeah.
oh my god, he's so amazing.
I mean, even some of the spots yesterday. Oh my goodness. He just like had to have the energy to go over the top rope, not once, not twice, but believe it was three
Yeah,
times
3 times.
in a row. Like, oh my goodness. I'm going to be lucky if I could even do it once.
Man, and like I think he's not even like he's just getting started. Like his mind is so creative. Like almost all the spots that he does are like his own creations. And he can come up with some of the most wild shit on the fucking planet. He's such a great wrestler, such a great performer.
Now, I am so stoked to see where he's going to go in AEW and what they're going to do with him because, I mean, he is such a freaking talented guy. I mean, the guy is off the charts.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, yeah, the sky's the limit for that man. The sky's the limit for that man.
Yeah, and I mean, I found it really interesting that you, when I saw that it was who you had trained with, I mean, because really, I mean, it's two very opposite styles in ways, but I mean, it just shows um, what a student of the game like you are, and like what he is, with with his school and everything. Um, so who I got to ask you though, who came up with the Bomaye Fight Club?
Me. Um, I came up with the Bomaye Fight Club, but Bomaye, it was used in Japan by I believe Shinsuke Nakamura for some time before I was probably even born,
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
Um, but also, it was chanted. It was chanted at Muhammad Ali during the Rumble in the Jungle in the Republic of Congo. And they would chant Ali Bomaye, which essentially means Ali finish him, Ali kill him. And but it's never been used. It was never used in the states in wrestling. It was used in the states in boxing, and it kind of like withered away. Um, uh, so Court actually made me watch like the Muhammad Ali documentary. Like it's like in 4 parts. He was like, "This is your homework. Study this. Do with it. Do with it as you please." And I was just like, because I kind of left American Top Team. I needed my own fight team. I wanted my own fight team. And so I was like, Bomaye Fight Club. Like this is money. This is printing money. This is printing money. And then I found the jackets, and MLW made that happen. They produced all that. I just gave them the idea. But yeah, man, uh, you can thank me for this amazingness that's going on right now.
Well, thank you, sir. And I say that logo, like the whole presentation is sick, man. It is awesome. Everything you got going on with that. I do have to ask you a question about the Bomaye Fight Club. If you could have anybody join the Bomaye Fight Club, who would it be? Past, present.
If I could have anybody join the Boomay Fight Club, who would that be? Hmm. Man, that's hard. Uh,
And you can have multiples.
I'd like a prime MVP. Um,
Smart.
uh, Shelton Benjamin, just because he's my favorite wrestler.
Gold
Uh,
standard. Understandable.
yes. My favorite run of his. Who else? Trisha Dora, O'Shea
Oh,
Edwards, uh,
nice.
and Suge Dunkerton. Those are mine. If you don't know who
That,
Suge Dunkerton is, you need to get on YouTube right the fuck now, and look him up. That man is money.
those are all awesome answers, man. I love it. I love it that you did and to me too, it seems like that would be like a perfect a representation of what you're describing, man. Like, and you guys are killing it now in MLW too. Uh,
Top team in
hell,
MLW. Top fight team in MLW. We taking over.
you guys
I
are
don't
taking
care if
over
you're
the world,
Samoa
man.
Rock team. I don't care if you're the Dynasty. I don't even know if that really still exists anymore. I don't care if you're uh, Hustle and Sour. I don't give a fuck who you are. We run this.
It's your guys' show. Nobody's taking that away from you, man.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
I mean, and Dexter, and I'll tell you one thing I love, the fact that like MLW is available on like that Pro Wrestling TV app. It's just like it's so convenient, and like just to be able to, and it is like some great stuff. And like keep in mind, y'all, you're getting to watch this for free. So I mean, there you go.
It's like a
It's
I mean,
free.
no-brainer.
It's well
yeah.
produced. It's well done. There's stories being told. Um, my favorite thing is all like the backstage antics and stuff like that. But it's just really, really good wrestling television. And I think more people definitely need to make their way over to pro wrestling TV and just like kind of like take that in and accept that we're here to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it. It's like a good blend of you have some of your, your people that have been in the business a long time, and then you even have like your young and up and comers. And honestly, like, I mean, let's talk about it. I mean, you were ranked in the top 100 of the PWI
Which
this
also
year.
surprised
86.
me.
Yeah,
Like,
and
did
if
you?
I can throw in here, like, because the year before you were like at 414, and you
Yeah.
jump all the way up to 86. That's
hmm
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking nuts. It's pretty fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sure they have somebody over there with the PWI that's like a stat nerd or whatever, but that has to be like one of the largest jumps.
I
Like
think
to
it
be like
is.
from a 400 to like in the 80s, like that is a massive jump, and it's I mean it's credit to the
Well
the
deserved.
work that
Thank
you've
you.
put in. And honestly, like I was telling XLJ, I was like, honestly, like I feel like so privileged because it's like we're going to do this interview of him, and like I can almost guarantee you in 1 2 years this dude's probably going to be in a major company. Like I have no doubt. Is that a goal for
Oh
you?
yeah, that's definitely a goal for me. I mean, no matter where it is or what continent it's on, like I I want to make a living doing this, and I want as many people as possible to see my love for this come out, through my performances.
And with that
So,
being said, we just got Michael back, so let's freaking go.
Welcome back, sir.
Michael.
Michael. I
Come
know
on.
you got some questions for Mr. Kane here.
Yeah, what are your
Michael, can
questions?
you hear us?
With your cool last name. What are your questions?
What up, y'all?
What are your questions? You have questions. I know you have questions.
Alright.
Also, you have a really cool last name. Oh, there he goes again.
Ah,
Man, his Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi. Whoever is dealing with the Wi-Fi in Seattle or in Washington State right now, they can suck it. It's not cool.
yeah.
It's like right when we get him, it's just like that's bullshit.
I feel bad for him because honestly, like,
he was so pumped to talk to you.
yeah, I know he's honestly like one of your biggest fans, and like I knew like when you had said yes about doing this, I knew instantly who I was going to ask. So we're going to try to ask some of the questions that he wanted,
and we're going
to
try to
ask,
get him in here too as well.
We're going to keep working on trying to get him in here as well.
If I have to come back, I will come back.
Okay. He just agreed to part 2, so
done.
I mean, it's done. We'll figure it out.
I don't want to rob anybody of an experience, especially if they're a big fan of mine, because that means a lot to me as a performer. Because like I don't always think that I don't where I am and where I think I am are two very different things sometimes. So like for somebody to be a fan of me and what I do and what I love, like that holds a very, very special place in my heart. So I always got time for that.
Laptop? I don't know.
You have internet, so what's the problem?
I don't know.
I know.
Hey guys.
Hey man, welcome back in. So I know before we were coming on, Mike we were talking about your theme, dude.
Sorry about that.
It's all good, brother. We got you with us now. So who came up with your theme, man?
So my friend Lacey the Great, he's an actual artist. His music's on like Spotify and all that other stuff. He approached me. I think it was in my first year. WWA 4 does a school show every Thursday, which is actually that school show itself is actually starting to catch a little bit of steam, which is good because them kids be going off. But he approached me about having a theme song made because I was also cool with one of his friends. So like I sent him the lyrics and stuff like that. And he like whipped it up in like a week or two or whatever, and he freestyled it too, which was also really dope. And so that's a theme song that I use on MOW, and then the song in the package he also made once like the Bomaye Fight Club started to become a thing. I just have to. I'm actually going to the studio on Sunday to get it like hemmed up so I can use it on TV next year.
Well, there you go. That is, I mean, that's really, really cool. So you came up with the lyrics too, right? Is that what I'm understanding?
No, I didn't. So like I essentially told him like what I wanted in it as far as like my my name, my gimmick, some things about like who I am as a character. And he kind of took it, put it all together, and
I
then
don't know what's going on.
made magic.
The magic you did, sir. Yeah, those themes are just awesome, man. So throughout your career, you've worked for a lot of different independent companies. I was wondering, is there an independent company out there today that you would still like love to work for?
AAW.
Okay.
AAW. That's AAW. Warrior Wrestling.
Ooh, yes. Yeah, we'd love to see you at Warrior Wrestling, man. That's our neck of the woods.
Yeah, because if you come to Warrior, you're going to be close to us, and we'll make the trip.
And also C4 in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, and I know. So it's interesting. You're talking about going out, side of the states as well. And we were talking a little bit, beforehand. You actually were saying that you'd done some wrestling in Germany as well. Just talk a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, definitely. I got to wrestle for WXW, and they're I guess buddies with WWE. The only thing that kind of sucked about that trip is that because I work for MLW, like I can't be on the network, which is where was where they put most of their content. So like, but even without being on the network or anything like that, it was still really dope to be there. Um, and for people to actually know who I was. Because like I mean, I went there. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in Germany. Cool. Let's fucking do this." But then to actually have people there who actually know who I am, have watched my work, enjoy my work, that was like eye opening to me. Like people are always watching. You never know who's watching, but somebody's always watching. Um, so that's why I try to put the best out there that I possibly can. And I definitely can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to go to the UK, Japan, just everywhere. Everybody and everywhere needs a little dose of Alex Kane.
I couldn't agree with that more.
That's right. So let me ask you this too. So you're out there, you're on the road, you're traveling. What's like a favorite go-to snack or like a favorite go-to candy?
Swedish fish. Swedish fish are probably my favorite. And then as far as like snack goes, Pringles. Um, the original. I'll run through a can of original Pringles like it's nothing.
Once you pop, you can't stop, baby.
Exactly.
That is right.
Exactly.
That's right. And we don't. I'm like, I don't mess with like those little cans that are about like that big. No,
Hmm.
we don't need those. We don't need the snack size.
No.
Just give me that can and let's go. Let's freaking go for sure.
Hey, while we're talking food here, I know you're from Atlanta. I gotta get your thoughts. How do you feel about the varsity?
I think I've had it once. It's
Really?
overpriced, and it's really not that good. It's
Okay.
really not that good.
I've had it at least once, and I was satisfied with it. But like, man, I had it built up in my mind all these years because I've got friends that's been there. Like, oh, you got to go to the Farsi if you're in Atlanta. And I built it up like it was this magical, mythical unicorn or something, you know. And then when I finally have it, I was kind of like, eh.
Eh. I think when I was a kid, like they kind of did the same thing where they were like the varsity is this amazing place you have to go. Um, I think back in the day it was that, but like now it's just kind of like it's it's on the downhill. It's on the
Yeah,
downhill.
I could understand that, and I could totally see that.
Somebody said something about lemon pepper wet. And I guess the little comment thing or whatever. Yeah, spicy guac, lemon pepper wet is money. Is money. Is money. All the wings in Atlanta pretty much are fucking amazing. I think that's what we're known for is wings. Um, they're all the wings here are pretty much good.
I gotta be honest, I've never heard of lemon pepper wet.
You got to try it. I don't
Okay.
I don't know how it's gonna be if out in your neck of the woods, but if you come to Atlanta, you definitely need to get a plate of lemon pepper wet.
We're in the Midwest, so I don't know if we're gonna have.
Yeah, but I love me some good wings, man. And
Yeah.
if you're vouching for it, I think I may have to fly in and check out some lemon pepper wet. That sounds intriguing.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good.
So speaking of being on the road though too, do you have any possible like funny stories that you could share from the road?
Oh, let me see. There was one. I don't even know. I think it's kind of funny. So there was a trip that we made to Evolve. It was me, Fox, and his wife Ashley, um, and like they were doing what couples do. They were bickering or whatever. But what made it worse was that Fox had not slept in like 3 days, 3 or 4 days for whatever reason. So he was just like he was in and out of it, and in and out of it, and in and out of it. So that kind of like blew up in the door. I'm like, and I'm over here just sitting driving, mad, fucking uncomfortable as hell, or whatever. And they look at me like, "Oh, Kane, are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not okay. This is really fucking awkward. This is really fucking awkward. Could y'all chill?" It's at least it's funny to me. Um, what else? What else is there? I don't even know. I don't know if I want to tell that one. That one's less funny and also kind of weird. No, fuck it. So like we fuck it.
Yes, no.
It also involves Fox. So we were I think we were coming back from an Evolve actually, not that same one, but we were coming back from an Evolve. And like I guess the kind of the culture at the A4 is like we'll like all like split a room or whatever. So we're sleeping, and Fox, I think he sleepwalks. But like, so like, yeah. So fuck it. He got up or whatever. He goes to the bathroom. He comes back. But he doesn't. His pants aren't fully down, but they're like halfway, so you can still see something, and it's just like okay, and like so he lays in my bed right next to me, and I'm like, do I wake this man up? Do I not? And then I'll just go here and I'll play here dead. But then he like starts to like move closer. I'm like, bro, hey, Ashley, yo, get your man, get your man. Um, Yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. And then they tried to give me shit about it in the morning. I'm just like, bro, like what? Like, I'm not gonna like, cause like initially, like I said, initially I was just like, I'm just gonna lay here or whatever. Maybe he'll realize he's in the wrong bed and he'll go get in his bed. Um, but then I was like, okay, no, we can't do this. We can't do this.
That's incredible.
That's
So many
that's
levels.
that's a pretty funny story. Not gonna lie.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question, because I love like your TikTok game and like your TikToks, man. I think they're awesome. Uh,
I'm glad you love them. Sometimes I'll be thinking people are like, what the fuck is
man,
this guy doing on here?
TikTok is a weird fucking thing, man. Like the algorithms and shit, I don't understand it. Like, but hey, it is what it is. But I wanted to ask you because it seems like in the world that we live in now, like social media and like putting your name out there and stuff is so important for a professional wrestler. So I wanted to ask you, like, how do you feel about like social media and like how it's affected you as far as like you getting your name out there in the world of professional wrestling to fans?
I definitely I know a lot of wrestlers think that social media is like not great, or like I always hear wrestlers say Twitter isn't real and all this other stuff. Um, I think that social media is a tool, and it's all about how you use it. Like for me, like especially with like TikTok, like I'm myself on there. I'm not just wrestler Alex Kane. I'm also everyday Alex Kane on there, and I feel like that's made me relatable to a lot of people. It hasn't amounted in a huge following, but it's made me relatable to people. And it's definitely helped, you know, get my name out there and uh, you know, get uh, just gather new fans. Um, that I wouldn't have if I didn't have a TikTok. Uh,
Yeah.
I enjoy the discourse and like wrestling TikTok sometimes, and other times I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck are you guys doing here, bro? Like, what's going on here?" And sometimes I just try to be like that reality check or whatever, because like I have this perspective of being a wrestling fan and also being a professional wrestler, so it's a different perspective than just being a wrestling fan and watching it. So if I can offer my perspective, and maybe whomever I give the perspective to, they care, and maybe they don't. I personally don't actually care. I'm just going to give you the perspective. As far as like Twitter goes, like Twitter can be really fucking toxic sometimes. Um,
Yes.
but that also goes with who you're following, and yeah, pretty much with who you're following, because you control what your feed looks like to an extent. So like if you're following a bunch of annoying people within wrestling, like then you're gonna have nothing but drama on your timeline. But like if you're following people that you fuck with, that you like, that you enjoy, like meeting in person and stuff like that, like then it's gonna be a pleasurable experience for you. Um, uh, so I mean, I think people have to like. I don't like saying that Twitter isn't real, because it can have whether it be negative or positive, it can have very real world effects on a wrestler's career. So I'm not going to say that it's not a real thing, or that it's not real life, because we're all on there, and like it's very much a thing that we do in the day to day. Um, but like it's just about how you use it. Like you can
Mhm.
use like if somebody's being a nincompoop, use the damn block button, dog. Use the block button, block them, and go on about your business.
Turn that
Um,
channel.
Mhm.
and then like sometimes like there's sometimes that certain discourses have to happen, or that they need to happen, and like I mean, most of y'all are not going to talk about this shit in person, or you're probably never going to meet each other in person, so you might as well handle it here or in your DMs, I guess. Um, but yeah, I just wish people would quit taking like shit's like so serious, and just like relax a little bit. Like I everything that we do in life is kind of high school when you really think about it. Um, so I think people just need to like dial it back a little bit, and like let let shit be what it needs to fucking be. Like wrestling Twitter is supposed to be fun. Let's let
Yeah.
it be fun.
Yeah.
Wrestling's
Yeah,
supposed to be fun. Let's
absolutely.
let it be fun.
Yeah. Those are
True
some.
words couldn't be said, man.
Yeah, those are some wise words there. Um, so I mean, but speaking of social media, I mean, so that's where I discovered you. But I mean, I've only been a fan for just a little over a year,
Hmm.
and it's all because of that guy right there. He's the one that got me into it, and I instantly got hooked and just wanted to keep consuming and consuming and consuming. And
I have
now
one.
I'm watching
What did you think?
MLW and all this and all that. And
What did you think about professional wrestling before you became a fan?
Oh,
what?
that's good.
Oh, he's flipping the script on me. He's asking me the question. So, what did I think about professional wrestling before I was a fan?
No
I think
judgment.
like I told you
Um,
about it and stuff, and you
yeah,
were kind of just like, eh. Like I think it was just the sense, like you were kind of like you knew of like Stone Cold and the Attitude Era and stuff like
yeah.
that.
And like, I, I guess, like I'd always seen like clips of it and stuff, and like just from like seeing clips on here, there, nothing ever really drew me in. And like, so I guess you could say like I just like I didn't get
Hmm.
beforehand how like it could be like so appealing and like so like to want to like consume it so much. But
Hmm.
then after I went to like my first live event, which he spoiled me. We had like floor seats by the Ram for AEW in Indianapolis, and yeah, yeah, I
So
was
is
I was
the live event got you hooked on it? You was like, I'm in,
it
I'm in.
it
Let's
was that
go.
I'll tell you it was that as well as like some of the stories that they had going on at the time. It was right before Hangman Adam Page had won the world title.
Hmm.
Was what and I'd got like super invested into that story, and really that's kind of was what the domino effect was. Um, so that is
That's
a good
good.
question. I had
That's
never
good shit.
really honestly thought about that. If it's okay if you, it looks like we do have a question in the chat.
Yeah, what's up?
Um, Starting Five podcast. Got a question. Has there been any conflict with using Bomaye and the similar to Boombaye?
Hold on. So, like conflict, as in like how it's pronounced, or like, I mean,
I don't
yeah,
think they really. Yeah.
I think some people, definitely a lot of people pronounce it wrong most of the time. Like, fucking
Like me
Tim
this whole
Burr.
time.
It's okay. It's all right. I mean, it's not. I mean, I try to correct people, but like, funny enough, it was. I think it was. I think it was WrestleMania weekend, or it might have been the taping before WrestleMania weekend. But we were in Texas. Um, it's the same thing as the as the Ali quote or famous quote. It's Bomaye. Like that's where I derived the inspiration from. So it's the same thing. But we were in Texas. I think it was me versus Calvin, or it might have been no, it was me. It was the Blue Man Fight Club versus Hustle and Power actually. And me and Thomas make our entrance. We get in the ring, and Tim Burr's like, uh, uh, the Bomaye, and I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. Okay, I'm not even hyped anymore. How the fuck you say it wrong, bro? So like after the show, I went like, okay, Tim, it's Boomaye. He's like Boomaye. I was like, yes, Boomaye. He's never said it wrong since. But like, yeah, um, I feel like I mean I guess it is kind of hard to say or whatever at first, but like I want people to be able to get it right so like they can feel what I feel when I say it. Cuz you chant that with some energy. Boom my gay! Boom my gay! Boom my gay! Like you just feel
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Like it gets you hype. You ready to go. It's like free workout, but natural.
Yes, indeed. Man,
Hey, speaking of
honest,
workout,
yeah.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, what's on your playlist, man? What's on your workout playlist?
Oh, let's see. Let's
Gonna
see.
pull it up and look right
Yeah,
now.
pull it up now. I love it.
So like I'm one of those people that like I'll add like 10 songs or whatever, and then I'll listen to those over and over and over again for a time. So like my playlist is that a bunch of times. But what I've been listening to a lot is let's see. Uh uh Quavo and Takeoff, Hotel Lobby. Um let's see. Tory Lane's broke in a minute. That's basically I ain't been broken in a minute. I like the song. There's a really nice beat to it. Oh Let's Do It by Waka Flocka. Um
Fuck.
Drake, Jimmy Cooks, Jid surround sound, Big Yavo, him. The that one video on TikTok where the lady's like, "You are not him. You are not him. You are not him," or whatever. The song that plays after that is his song. There's this chick named Manello. She did a freestyle um, to one of Chief Keef's songs called was it Finito, yeah. And that's really her freestyle's really good. There's a TikTok sound called Bend or whatever where people would do the little dance I can't do, but I like that song. And then what is this fucking Metro Boomin, Future, and Chris Brown, Superheroes. I like that song too. So that
Yeah.
those really be on repeat. I also have My Time, Triple H's theme, which is probably his best theme. And I don't fuck what nobody says. I don't even care what Triple H says. That's his best theme. I have Shelton Benjamin's theme on there. I have Burning My Light on there. I have fucking what is it, Mr. Highway, Thinking About You. I have a lot. I have a lot of different shit on there. I have a lot of different shit. I'm open
That's a
to a lot.
nice variety, man. I'm
Yeah,
digging
it really is. And okay, we got to get this. Typical interview wrestling interview question. What's a dream match for you? Dream opponent?
Uh, it is. One that may or may not happen is Shelton Benjamin. Um, and then I think someone said I need 3-6 Mafia on there. I think I have Mark Henry's theme on there. I
There you
think
go.
Mark Henry's theme was on there. So we're good on 3-6 Mafia. And then one I guess dream match that I would like to have that could possibly happen is Josh Alexander. I want that match so
Oh,
bad. I was supposed to have it like last year, but the show got canceled. So I've been just like waiting patiently for it to come around again.
You know, we're kind of friends with Warrior Wrestling. I think, Mr. B-Roll, I think we need to get Josh Alexander, Alex Kane one-on-one at a Warrior Wrestling show. What do you think?
I think we need to make it. I think we need to make it happen. Like
I
I'm
love
not gonna lie, I got like no like seeing what I've seen of you, seeing what I've seen of him. I got some goosebumps. Like just like thinking about that
money.
match, that possibility. We were lucky enough to see Josh live. Again, brain fart. Help me.
Against Tomohiro Ishii, of all
Yeah.
things. We were at that Under Siege
Yeah.
show, and my God, that was a war.
Yes, it was. And the match he had against Speedball.
Yeah.
Oh my
I gotta
Lanta.
watch that. I think someone said it's on YouTube, so I'm gonna check that out.
Yep.
Yeah. So they actually have a like commercial free, like no breaks. Like it's like just over an hour. It is a really good match, for sure. I got a feeling though you and Josh Alexander has the potential to even top that though, and
Dude,
that's
that's a
just not
license.
that's not me blowing smoke up your butt. That's just my opinion.
I appreciate it.
License to print money right there, man.
I appreciate it.
Well,
So
I'm
you've had some great. I gotta ask this. You've had some great matches and rivalries throughout your career with Tankman, with here recently with Davey Richards. I gotta ask you, like, because I believe I saw like on an interview with you, like Davey Richards was like one of your guys growing up, right? Like, I wanted to know, like, what was it like working with him?
Working with David was pretty cool. Like the first match we had, I my entire mindset was like, I have to prove myself to this man. I have to prove myself to Dave. I have to prove myself that I'm a good wrestler, which was the wrong mindset to go into that match with. Wrong mindset. So to be able to wrestle him was kind of a dream come true. But then to learn that he's a little bitch and a little hoe made it soured that. So now I have to deal with the American puppy being a hoe. So all of those grand thoughts have gone out the window. Now he's just a bitch to me.
So I
And a
guess
belt warmer.
yeah, because he has got your belt. Which,
He's got my belt. It's not even his belt.
Yeah.
It's the Bomaye Fight Club National Openweight Championship, and he's got it. But I'm gonna get it back, and I'm gonna get the world title. I'm gonna be
Yes.
2 belts, baby.
That was the next question I wanted to ask you, because I know you wrestled Hammerstone for the PCW Ultra title before in the past. When are you going to challenge him for the MLW championship?
It's coming. It's coming.
Fuck yeah.
It's coming.
it's coming, and we'll be there, and we'll be ready to watch, and we'll be rooting for you, man. I mean, I honestly cannot thank you enough for taking the time out. It's Sunday night. I'm sure you've got work tomorrow. We just appreciate it so much
thank you, man.
for joining us.
Is there anything
ladies-
you want to plug real quick
Yeah.
or anything like that?
Follow me on Twitter because everybody needs more Twitter followers. Alex_Kane 11. Instagram, follow me at the Suplex Assassin. On TikTok, follow me at the Suplex Assassin. BrainbusterTees.com. You can find some Alex Kane merch there. And then also MLWshop.com. You can find some merchandise there. Watch MLW because it's one of the best products out here. And you get to see me do what I do best, and that's talk shit about people and then beat people up. What else? I think that is it. That is it for all of my plugs.
Awesome.
I don't know when I'm coming to Chicago. I'm still working on that. I'm still working on trying to come to Chicago. But I was in Illinois like last weekend or weekend before that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm working on it. I'm trying to get to Chicago, dog. I'm trying to get to Chicago.
Hell
Well,
yeah,
that
man.
is
Tell
awesome.
your favorite promotions in Chicago to fuck with your boy, cause I've emailed them. I just need them to fuck with your boy.
Hey, man, like we said before, we need you come into Warrior Wrestling, man. Like, you come to Warrior Wrestling, you got our money and then some, my friend.
See, what up, Warrior? Fuck with your boy.
There you go. Book it, license to print money, like we've been saying. Well, thank you again, sir, for your time. Alex Kane, ladies and gentlemen. Alex
Thank you
Kane.
guys for having me. And
Thank you, sir.
also, Michael, when you do see this, like I said before, I know that you were having your Wi-Fi connection issues. I will definitely come back and answer all of your questions. Just let me know. We'll work the schedule out
We're gonna make it
and get me
happen.
back. Yeah,
There we
definitely
go.
make it happen.
Well, we definitely appreciate it, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank
You guys
you,
have a
man.
good one.
You too.
All right, let's get my ugly mug not so big there. I'm
How
gonna turn
awesome
my-
was that?
That was freaking awesome. I do need to turn my camera off for just a second, but I'm
Oh.
still here. I'm still here.
Hi.
I'm
No, it
still
was
here.
seriously. You're still here. That was seriously so cool, and you can just tell how awesome and a genuine person he is. He made a good point too, like about his TikToks, which is why I love his TikToks. Is how like, yeah, he's got the wrestling stuff in there, but also he's down to earth and like he's just like he's just shooting the shit like with you and me.
Yeah.
Really
I mean
awesome.
that really was. It was quite incredible, indeed.
Thank you,
And-
Starting Five. Appreciate it. Appreciate you checking us out tonight too. Hell yeah, Spicy Guac. Yes, and I saw your comment here earlier, Spicy. Yes, the next Italian beef is on you. So I want to get in on that too, by the way, because there's some mighty fine Italian beef in Chicago, and
Yes.
I'm
yes,
talking
indeed.
about food.
Uh-huh.
Just say.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are, buddy. Man, I'm like still like just coming down off of that interview there. I mean, just such a good dude. Such a
Yeah.
good dude. Um
Hey, and like plug-in stuff, we got to talk about it, man. We did not mention this yet. Talk about coming down on a high. You had the distinct honor and privilege of being part of the panel of interviewing Chris Van Fleet here on the PWC. How awesome was that?
it was pretty awesome. I mean, you go into these things and you have tons of nerves. And then you get in there and you realize they're a dude, I'm a dude. We put our pants on one foot at a time. I mean, no, but I mean, Chris he is awesome guy, does an amazing job with everything that he does, and to be so humble and to take the time and really just the advice that he was able to give and educate, even in that interview.
Yeah, like Alex Kane, he seems like such a cool, genuine guy. You can just tell like he loves what he's doing
Yeah,
and
and
appreciates it.
and like I said, I feel very lucky to have interviewed him when we did, because I get the feeling in a year or two we're going to be having to go through some higher up channels if we want to interview him.
Yeah, he could go easily NXT, WWE. I'd love to see him on the main roster. But if
Yeah.
you imagine him in NXT with that current crop of guys they've got right now, that would be awesome. And in AEW too, I think he would anywhere he goes would be great. Like he's killing it. And the one thing I want to mention that we kind of didn't really get a chance to touch on. He is phenomenal in the ring, but the way he presents himself and his promo skills are spectacular too.
Yeah.
It's right up there. He's got the whole package. He's like that. He's what you call a 5-tool player. That is Alex Kane.
And if you say otherwise, he's gonna suplex you. So there
Yeah.
you go. I mean, I am a little bummed for Michael. I know he really wanted to be on.
But we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
We're
We'll
gonna
get
make it
Michael
happen. Crap happens. I mean, but yeah, I mean, like he said, I did scoop this one up from Brainbuster Tees. It's a pretty dope shirt. Go get you some Alex Kane merch.
Yeah, I'm totally getting on MLW to get some of that Bomaye.
That hat he
Bomaye.
had on was
it was sick.
Oh.
Sick.
Yeah, and I don't. We were talking about it before the show, but I can't remember if we brought it up while we were interviewing. But those jackets, like he was talking about,
Nice.
if they sell those, they're gonna sell like crazy. So
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Um,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And speaking of merch, how about we just get right into another Plug-a-Palooza?
well, do we want to do the giveaway?
Oh, that's right. That's right. We got a giveaway. Yeah. Yeah. You want
Actually,
to?
I tell you what, if you want to plug a couple of things we have coming on Cole TV, because
I want to plug this amazing shirt.
I gotta be honest. I have not been on TikTok very much recently. Um, I want to go make sure that there is no other people that have entered into it
Gotcha. Well, you
that
do
I
that.
don't have on there
I
yet.
got. Why you do that? I got this, sir. All right. First and
Okay.
foremost, we got to talk about our merchandise. This amazing Learning the Ropes shirt, along with Cole TV, along with We Are Wrestle Talking, all of your favorite content creators, everybody from Panda to Self Bet to Dad Hat, all of them's there. You just got to head on over to sweetdollfacecreations.bigcartel.com. And by the way, if you are buying any of our merch, you can use the code free ornament and you'll get a free ornament sent to you of Cole TV or Learn the Ropes. And that is going on right now. And these ornaments are beautiful. They are hand designed and crafted by Sweet Dollface herself. Check it out. So head on over to sweetdollfacecreations.bigcartel.com. And don't forget, you can still get your We Are Wrestle Talk merch over there. They've got hoodies, they've got shirts. And remember, a good portion of the proceeds is going towards the suicide prevention. So don't forget about that. Yeah, mention Cole TV. Let's talk about our YouTube channel, Cole TV. So this week, we have got 2 reaction shows. And we're going to talk a little bit more about these shows here in a minute. But we've got Tuesday, our Ring of Honor Final Battle reaction show. Wednesday, our NXT Deadline reaction show. And Thursday, hey, if you missed the Alex Kane interview, guess what? You can catch it over on our YouTube channel this Thursday. And also a reminder, I want to let you all know that in a week from this Monday, starting December 19th, it's the biggest week on Cole TV because it's Christmas week. So we've got all sorts of Christmas content, some of your favorite Cole TV shows like I'm Your Huckleberry, Colecast, just to name a few, all Christmas-themed episodes, and it'll conclude with our second annual Christmas special. That's running from December 19th to the 23rd over on Cole TV. And hey, speaking of Christmas, let's talk about learning the ropes here. Next week, we're having a Christmas party. That's right. And hey, y'all are invited. So come on back next week here on the Panda Wrestling Company Twitch channel. Join us between 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And we're going to have a Christmas party. If you saw our Halloween party, it's going to be kind of like that. We're going to get all sorts of fun shenanigans, and we're going to talk wrestling. So
we're gonna play. We're gonna play a little bit of
Cards Against
Humanity Wrestling Edition again.
I don't see why not. So
Oh,
whether you've been naughty or nice, you're going to want to check it out next Sunday night.
I like it. I like it in DDO, and yeah, I mean, and hey, if you're out here watching right now and you want to be a part of the party, send us a message and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah. And speaking of watching us right now here on Twitch, did you know if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can subscribe for absolutely free? That's right. So just head on over to Twitch and subscribe. Use that subscription. Use it for something good, something like the PWC.
All right.
One more. Probably apologize.
I'm anxious.
If I could. I know you're anxious, but bro, you also look thirsty. You look like you could use a cup of coffee.
I do need. Where's my coffee? Oh, there's my coffee. I didn't make it yet, but here's my coffee. Rootless Coffee. Use code Panda Coffee to save 15% off all non-collabs, because you know it is a
Damn.
fine cup of coffee.
Yeah, it is. All right, sir. You mentioned a giveaway. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. And I'm leaving this comment up here obnoxiously long because this man right here, the Starting 5 podcast, it's me, the mayor. It's all because of him. He is the man. the mayor. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but you are our Wrestle Talk Creator of the Week. Just so you know. So you're Wrestle Talk Creator of the Week. So there you go. All right. Let's figure out how to share my screen here. I hope this works a little better than the
Yeah, 'cause
last
you
time.
got like a big fancy prize wheel.
I'm hoping this works a little better than the last time we did this. Let's see here. I'm going to share the screen. Okay, it's added. It's added. All right.
I'm an old man though. I need to put my bifocals
Don't
on.
worry.
I can't see.
It is going to pop up big when it picks one. So just for clarification, we had sorry, I just saw a comment that Jaxpo said I'm going to be mad at him tomorrow. And I don't know why. He tagged me in a video. I'm concerned now. But anyways, without further ado,
Spin the wheel. Make the
Okay.
deal.
I'm going to shuffle this a couple times.
Because every day I'm shuffling. Oh, sorry.
It has been shuffled. Y'all witnessing me do it live on television or whatever we're on. Here we go.
Oh, that was a good spin. Who's the winner?
Ringsider Anthony.
Ringsider
number-
Anthony.
Number one.
You win a We Are Wrestle Talk shirt.
There we go. Go ahead and take him off. Oh, because he's not going to be on there tomorrow. I forgot. And I think I'm supposed to be on there. Kind of forgot about that too. I'm going to be honest.
Well, you remembered now, bro.
The more you know.
The more you
All
know.
right. Should I shuffle it again?
Shuffle it.
All right, here we go. Shuffle twice. Here we go. Last one.
Who's going to be the winner?
Oh, gosh. Johnny Goldsmith.
Johnny Goldsmith.
We're going to have to figure out some international shipping, but we are happy to do that. So there we go. There we go. So, Johnny Goldsmith and Ringsider Anthony, I will be messaging you to get the details. There we go. I will say this: if unfortunately for some reason someone does not claim their prize, we'll do another thing like this.
And you have only 24 hours to claim that. But no, I'm just kidding.
All right. So I can remove that now. I mean, and thank you again, the mayor. Thank you so much. Really does mean a lot. And honestly, and thank you to everyone who entered. Honestly, I've done things like that before in the past, and have not had as near as much success as what that was. We had over 60 entries. I think we ended up at 62.
That's awesome.
So there we go. I'm never up this late on a Sunday. LOL. Man.
We appreciate you staying up late and joining us, good sir. Well, hey, that was such an awesome interview we just had, and like I said,
what a night!
And we're not done yet, brother. What a weekend! Speaking of which, see what I did there? Let's talk about the weekend. Let's talk about it. We had a double shot yesterday. Not one, but two pay-per-view shows. That's right. I said it. Pay-per-views, because I'm not using that premium live shit. Okay? It's pay-per-views, damn it. Anyways, so we kicked it off with a little Ring of Honor's Final Battle. Let's talk about Final Battle.
Let's talk about it. I mean,
let's do it.
Wrestling in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, what could be better?
Love it. I have to say this and pull back the curtain. So, this time of year for me, like everybody's really crazy busy. Not only with like the Christmas stuff going on, but you heard me mention earlier about our like channel doing our Christmas themed week. So it's like the week, I work full time, so is Mr. B-roll, of course, and the weekend is when like I try to get stuff done to prep ahead. So we did some recordings and stuff this week, but then I also have my regular errands I have to run, and my wife works weekends, so it's like Daddy's got to go clean the house, take care of the kids,
Yeah.
aka our dogs, get the groceries, etc. Well, anyways, the time final battle starts at 4. It's like I'm still running around and shit, so I gotta like freaking watch it on my phone. So I did miss like the first 2 matches essentially,
Yeah.
and I have yet to go back and watch them. But and you'll see too on the reaction show that we got coming up on Tuesday on our YouTube channel. So
Yeah. And see, and I was kind of like the polar opposite. I kind of had to leave right before the dog collar match started, but I have since gone back and was able to see the madness that did incur.
oh my God.
Yeah. Um, so, but we're gonna be good little boys, and we're gonna break this down by start from the top. Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Now, I gotta be honest. I did not watch. I still haven't watched any of the pre-show 0 hour. I know who was on it.
Yeah.
I
So pre-show. So the Jeff Cobb match was pretty good.
obviously
Cheeseburger.
top flight in the kingdom.
Yep, a cheeseburger. He's so over. So I mean, there you go. It is what it is. Top flight in the kingdom. I don't know what I was doing during that one, honestly. Which I mean, pulling the curtain back, I was producing the watch along though, while working.
You didn't
Did
hear
you
that?
hear me?
No,
you
we
hear
didn't
me?
hear.
Okay. Okay.
So let's just get right into the pay-per-view. Kicked it off with a match that wasn't advertised, as far as I knew. You had the Los
Advertised on
Iguodales.
Rampage, I think.
Oh, was it? Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
I think.
But Los Iguodales de Faction going up against Bliss Twosome. Hey, we just was talking to the man himself, Alex Kane, but the guy who trained him, his mentor, A.R. Fox, and Blake Christensen. What a team there between those two.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say, I mean, this was a darn good. Okay, I love tag team wrestling, so I'm there for that. But this was a darn good match. Like we were talking about in the interview, the AR Fox spot where he went not once, not twice, but 3 times. Like we're talking running back and forth and like leaping over the top rope. I mean, it was impressive stuff. And I'm gonna say this right now too. Blake Christian, he's over.
Oh, he's
When
the man.
he got tagged in, like the crowd was going nuts, and they were doing the all heart.
I don't know like what his contract is with GCW, but I do feel like if he is up as a free agent, I do think AEW is going to sign him at some point, probably to Ring of Honor. Tony will probably sign him to Ring of Honor, but still, I think he's getting a contract sooner than later.
Yeah, that's what's going to be so interesting to see, because now we do, and we'll get there, but we do know that we have a home coming for Ring of Honor.
We'll talk about that here in a couple minutes. And Celtic Destroyer, hey yo, how you doing?
Welcome in.
So from there, we got the ROH Women's Championship match between Mercedes Martinez and Athena. And I was really bummed I didn't get to see this because this was like one of the matches I was really looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But I was very happy to see the end result, see Athena win. Nothing against Mercedes. I like Mercedes, but I think Athena will be a more, I don't want to say better champion, but a more appealing champion. Does that make sense?
And really, I feel like in a lot of ways that's kind of the theme, I feel like, for this pay-per-view in a lot of ways. Because we did see a lot of title changes.
Yes, we did.
But at the end of the pay-per-view, I would say the people you have as your champions is a very strong showing for who should be your ROH champion. Let me ask you this. How do you feel overall about heel Athena?
I like heel Athena. I think we never really got to see that in WWE. I'm for it. I am for it, and I think starting 5. You're right. Reset leading to what is to come. I absolutely think so. But to answer your question, I do like her as a heel.
We're both clicking that at the same
Yes.
time. That's
Stop
hilarious.
it. Stop it.
Hey man,
I'll let you produce.
If you want to
I'm
go for it,
sorry.
you go for it, buddy.
It's a habit.
It helps me out. Helps me out all the more. I will say though, and I'm not like critiquing this at all. I mean, it was cool though to see when after she won, like
Oh, in her hometown.
you could kind of like the
Emotion.
the heel mask came off for just
Yeah.
a second, and
Mhm.
like, yeah, I mean, it was awesome.
It's a cool moment, a much well-deserved moment for her.
Definitely.
Now from there we go into what was up until the dog collar match, probably my favorite match of the night, honestly, and that would be Swerve in Our Glory going up against Strickland Enterprises or whatever they're calling it nowadays.
Shane Taylor Promotions.
Or I said Strickland, didn't I? Good God, Shane Taylor Promotions. Thank you. It's funny. I just had like a thing. I think I kept calling him that on the reaction show now. Shit. Oh well. YOLO.
YOLO.
But yeah, I love the storytelling of this matchup with them going back to Final Battle 5 years ago when Keith Lee walked out on him for that tag team title match, and now it's like they've got unfinished business. It did great storytelling there, and also continuing the story between Swerve and Keith Lee, and what appears to be the end of their tag team partnership.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we've said that before, though.
Yeah, isn't that kind of weird? It's like, just fucking end this, man. I want to see Keith Lee in singles throwing around people like it's no business. Let me get to that.
Yeah, I mean, and I think we're there. I think we're gonna get. I mean, at least I hope we get a feud between the two of them. I think I'd like to see a feud or a match or something.
Yeah. Something will happen to blow it off. Yeah.
You gotta do something. I mean, because Swerve as a heel is.
It's really good. He's really
good. Yeah. I mean, it's what AEW could use as well. But we're talking AEW. We're talking ROH. But yeah, this match had beautiful storytelling throughout the whole match. And as a new fan, honestly, that's the first time I had seen Shane Taylor. He can move. Big boy can move.
Yeah, he can. Very talented individual.
Mm-hmm. I was impressed. Like when he popped up on my TV the other night, I was like, who in the world is this?
Yeah. But that was a fun matchup. Now, from there, they go into the trios or the 6-man tag title match with the Dalton Castle and the boys going up against the Embassy. And I felt like that one was a pretty quick one, but I can kind of understand why. Obviously, you get the Embassy picking up the win makes sense because it feels like the Embassy's probably the, dare I say, probably maybe the best stable in Ring of Honor right now, maybe. I guess if you're not counting Blackpool Combat Club, that is.
That would be a fair assessment.
I don't want to say homegrown, but like that's their assigned brand, where Blackpool Combat Club's on AEW, but
yeah. I would say this. I'm going to say this too. Even though they lost, Dalton Castle's a national treasure.
Yes, he is. That man needs to be pushed to the moon. Let's get him a singles title run. Come on now.
He can do
Come
no
on.
wrong. He can do
No, he can't.
when he gets out of the ring and he starts. I love it. I love it from the
Gotta love
entrance
the peacock.
to everything. It is phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Speaking of phenomenal, from there we go into the pure title match, the rubber match between Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. What did you think of that matchup?
gotta be honest. I missed a lot of this one.
Really?
I know the end result, but I missed a lot of this one.
It was a pretty good. I don't honestly. I feel like they were all good, but I honestly feel like this was the. I don't want to say the weakest, but just like I don't know. It just to me, the other two were a lot better. Honestly, I
Yeah.
think the last one definitely had the most emotion with it being in Garcia's hometown and him winning the title.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like they should have gave him a little bit more time. Honestly.
Yeah.
I think if they would have had another 5 to 10 minutes, I would have been okay with that. But considering what was coming next after this, totally get it and understand. But yeah, that's a good point. It was a good pure match, not the best out of the three, but still good. So that's the best way to sum it up. You're absolutely right, Jack Spell. But I said after that we got to talk about arguably match of the night, match of the weekend, maybe match of the year. The dog collar match for the Ring of Honor tag team titles, the end of the trilogy between FTR and the Briscoe brothers. And what a trilogy it's been. What I love about this, you started off with just a tag team classic, and then you get into like a classic wrestling match with the 2 out of 3 falls. And this one was just a bloodbath. This was just a war, a physical war. And my God, talk about blood. Holy shit. Man, freaking the blood bank, man, they could have made a ton of money off of them.
Yeah. Do you remember earlier in the week after they had announced it and I said, wait, double dog collar match? What can I expect from this? You sent back a 1-word reply.
Blood.
Blood.
Yep. And that's what it. My God, like Jay Briscoe, did you see at one point in this match the blood coming out of him? It's so damn thick, like he can't see out of this eye. For God's sakes, he's like, it's just unbelievable, man. And a lot of people talking about that ref spot. I gotta be honest, it didn't bother me. Like I don't know, like I just was so into the match, it didn't. Like I just thought, like, oh shit, now and the ref was bleeding buckets too, man. Like yes, as soon as you saw what was happening in motion, you knew what was gonna come of it. But I don't know, I didn't hate it as much or as a lot of other people hated it. I was okay with it. What did you think about that spot?
So, like I had said, I did have to go back and watch this one. So I kind of already knew about it and had kind of heard some people's thoughts on it a little bit. I mean, so it didn't really bother me that much. But maybe it was because I already knew about it. I mean, it was still a great match.
Yeah, I mean, this is my opinion, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I have seen way worse referee spots than that. But I mean, it's unfortunate if that took you out of the match, but because it was a hell of a match. Oh yeah, and if that ref spot was horrible, then you hated the NXT title match this week. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hey, I want to talk about it, and there's a ref spot I want to talk about on the NXT show, but we'll get to that here in a minute. But for me, you probably know what the fuck I'm already talking about. But for me, this was match of the night. I don't. Okay, so in the trilogy, like this is another thing too is I love how each match was different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like like, I don't know. It just depends on what style of wrestling you like. We were talking about this before. Your favorite was the 2 out of 3 falls match.
Mhm.
And that's up there for me, but honestly, the first one for me, just because I think it was that first time of them meeting and like how the storytelling in that match went from wrestling just to an all-out brawl and then back to wrestling again. So, regardless, it's definitely going to be a trilogy of matches we're going to be talking about from years to come. And I will go ahead and say it. To me, that trilogy of matches, it may end up, in my opinion, being the best feud of the year in all pro wrestling was FTR and the Briscoes. So, just saying. But it was awesome. It was awesome, and I also love too the finish of this match. How it kind of went back to the, if you think about it, to the finish of the way back when in NXT days with the DIY against the Revival, where he's got him in the crossface, and he's like, and Dax is trying to get to him. No, don't tap out, and then of course, he ended up just passing out. But still, yeah, it was awesome, awesome. Tough week for FTR, man, losing to the Acclaimed and then the Briscoes, but they're still,
Yeah, I mean,
still, in my opinion, they're the best tag team of the year.
yeah. I mean, I definitely agree, and I love both of these tag teams. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, they're both
uh,
phenomenal. And now the
I
Briscoes, 13-time Ring of Honor tag team champions. But
isn't
here's the
that
big,
something?
yeah, and here's the biggest question out of this all. Does this finally mean we're getting the Briscoes on AEW TV? Like, come on, man, please. Can we finally fucking have that? I don't want
Well,
the ass boys coming on being like, "Oh, you've been challenged to a fucking dog color match at the pay-per-view this Saturday."
yeah. I mean, so I felt like with that, I mean, my initial thoughts with that kind of was like, okay, are they like trying to warm the audience up a little bit, trying to test the waters a little bit to like
Yeah.
see if there's any lashback or anything like that. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Time will
I
tell.
Yeah, time will definitely tell. I'll tell you one thing. I don't expect them on my TV this Wednesday.
No.
That's me.
No.
I mean, I think with what was announced about like kind of like what ROH TV is going to be coming up, I think we're still a little bit away from that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Celtic Destroyer, you make a good point too. Usos, damn good team. But what a year for wrestling for tag teams this year. I mean, you've got several teams that can have the right to claim that throne as the best tag team. So, yeah.
I love tag team wrestling.
Yeah, and
I love it.
it is at the healthiest it's been in a long ass time.
And
But we
to me, sorry, I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. It is, don't get me wrong, I love a good singles match. And I want to talk about singles match before we get off here tonight. But tag team wrestling, when done right, is just, it's amazing. Because that well executed hot tag, like, can have you on pins and needles as a fan. And I still remember you explaining that to me when we were at the my first show. I mean, it's just the emotion that can be portrayed in those matches simply because they have that person that they can tag to. It's awesome.
Some good stuff, brother. Well, we got 2 more matches on this card. You had your Ring of Honor television title with Samoa Joe defending against Juice Robinson. Rock hard! Juice Robinson, that is. This was what it was. It wasn't a bad match. I mean, we're still coming down off of that classic dog collar match. It was all right. Knew Joe was going to win. Like, I didn't, outside of that, I mean, I didn't think anything of it. It was there, Not a bad match. It was just kind of like, meh.
I kind of just wish this was somewhere different in the card.
Yeah, I think it would have been a little bit more enjoyable, honestly. Like, if anything, you know what I think you could have placed right after it as like a come down would have been like the trios match, the 6-man tag match, tag
Yeah,
title match.
I
So.
I think what like they were trying to do, yeah, they wanted a come down match a little bit is what they were trying for to not take away from the main event. Um,
Well,
but
and I think too, also it was like they're trying to build it up, and Samoa Joe's the perfect guy to do this. To build that up as like really like kind of the equivalent of like what the Intercontinental title was back in the day. Is that truly secondary workhorse championship, and you couldn't
yeah,
ask for a better guy than in Samoa Joe.
yeah,
But let's get to it. Let's get to the main event. Your Ring of Honor championship as the Ocha. Chris Jericho, your champion, defending against Claudio Castagnelli. What do you think of this matchup? This main event matchup?
I love the finish.
The finish is the best part about it. Like, and I don't mean to like. It had some good moments in it, some cool spots. I just personally feel like the dog collar match should have been the last match on the show. Honestly,
But do you think didn't they did that at the last pay per view though, right? The 2 out of 3 falls was the main event.
Yeah. I feel like the dog collar should have closed this because we knew it was going to be the best one. But I mean, it was all right. Like you say, the best part about this was the finish. I've never seen anybody tap out to a giant swing. And I think it was literally after what he went and rotated him 32 times around. Something absurd. But it was okay. Okay, I don't want to nitpick here, but did this just feel like a match you would see on Dynamite? Because that's kind of what it felt like to me. And I mean that no disrespect, because Dynamite's got some phenomenal matches, but this just to me, it didn't feel like a pay per view quality match.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and not trying to be too overly negative, you could say that about more than one of the matches on this card.
Yes.
But
You had asked my opinion on the card, like we were talking about this earlier today, and my honest opinion's this. If you remove the dog collar match from this pay-per-view, it kind of feels like a so-so show. Not a bad show, but it's just, here's the thing. We're talking Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor has had high standards over the years.
mm-hmm.
And Final Battle has always notoriously been like one of their biggest shows.
Mm-hmm.
And this just, to me, it just felt like it was okay. Thank God for the dog collar match, man. Because that's what we're going to be talking about years to come on this show.
And we are nitpicking, but hey, we are also a wrestling show that is live right now on Twitch. So what else do you want us to talk about? So I mean, I can talk about what I had for lunch.
Yeah.
At Fazoli's.
Well, yeah. So, but hey, we've got more to talk about because that wasn't the only show going on. Like we immediately, pretty much, that show goes off the air like right around 6:45, close to 7, and then it's 7:30.
But
head on over to
hold on, real quick.
Yeah, we did skip over. Let's talk about the big news at the Scrum.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how do you feel? Just in general, how do you feel about that with the whole Honor Club thing? I guess.
I think it's something they've needed to do for a while because it's just felt like they've kind of put Ring of Honor talents like on Dynamite and Rampage here and there. They need their own separate show to be on and be showcased on. It's a win-win, I think.
Did they say how soon it was starting? Because I kind of missed that.
I don't know. I don't know when it started. I thought kind of imminent or something. I don't know, but I imagine probably at the start of the year they'll start doing like tapings or something.
Cool.
But I do also feel like too that's also a sign that they are very close to getting like whatever this streaming deal is. I'm looking at you, HBO Max. Let's do it. But I do feel like this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully it gets like I say, it's a win-win for the AEW roster as well as the Ring of Honor roster, and hopefully you see those guys highlighted on their respective brands more. So.
Definitely.
But-
Definitely. I mean, and the fact if you pay for it, I mean, you're going to watch the pay-per-view live regardless. But I mean, hey, 30 days, you would have that on the, was it 30 or 60 days?
30
can't
days,
remember.
I thought.
I think it was 30 days.
Yeah.
That's what we're going with at least. If we're wrong, you can always.
Oh, wrong one. Wikipedia that shit. I forgot I changed the sounds on this damn thing.
I'm sorry. I did
okay.
kind of throw that one out of left field on you.
No, you're good. Anytime we could get a Wikipedia shit in, it's a good thing.
You know why? Because everybody gets one.
Everybody gets one. That's right, brother. Well, hey, like we said, it wasn't the only show on Saturday. What were your thoughts on NXT Deadline?
See, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I was a little wrestled out or it wasn't. It was good.
I felt like, for me, I thought it was a great show. I've been enjoying the NXT product over these past couple of months. I like they've got a pretty good roster, and I really like the concept of the Iron Survivor matches. I think both of them were really well done. The penalty box thing, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you have to have that, but like it kind of told a story, at least in the men's matchup. But you got a grand total of 5 matches on this card, which I like. I like 5. 5 is good. Means we're gonna get plenty of time for each matchup and get the story told. So you kick it off with the women's Iron Survivor matchup, which I think was smart, especially for it to be the first one. And I was very happy with how the match, like the layout of the match was great. How it started with Zoe and started with Roxanne, and then you do end up getting Cora Jade comes out fourth, and they kind of that rivalry still going on with Roxanne, and get to see Indy Hartwell get her stuff in as well. And like how it was like kind of tied up there, and then like Cora Jade, getting that second point, and then like how Roxanne had to go into the penalty box there at the end, and then like she gets out with like 30 seconds left to try to like get a win, and she doesn't pull it off, and Roxanne gets the win. So I was happy with the results. I was happy with the storytelling. I liked the matchup. It was good.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, it was very interesting. If anything, I liked the ingenuity of the match idea, because it is something different.
Yeah.
And I ended up, I liked who won.
Yeah. I
I'm
felt
a
like
bit-
a babyface was going to have to win that one to challenge Mandy Rose. And hey, she's probably the most credible threat to ending Mandy Rose's reign as NXT Women's Champion. Roxanne's over, man.
And she's still so young.
Yeah. Now, here's one thing overall on the show, here's one thing I want to state. Damn it, please, can we fucking move Booker T back to the pre-show or something? I wanted to put his ass on mute. No disrespect, I love Booker T, but and he works kind of as a color analyst, but not with the NXT product, I don't think. It's fucking annoying to me. I was just like, oh my god, I was just waiting for him to get his shit in, and I think he got it in the men's one where he's like, oh, he's trying to get the win, shucky ducky, quack quack. And it's just like, shut the fuck up, man, please. I don't. Yeah, it's not. No disrespect to Booker T.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, it's not doing it for me calling NXT stuff. So, but there was a reason. What made me think of that is at the end, because like he did train Cora Jade, and he kind of had this moment where he was like crying, but it was like just done over the top stupid, I thought, and it took away from like what could have been like a realistic emotional moment. But
you mean Perez, right? You said Cora Jade.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did say Cora Jade when Roxanne Perez won. I'm sorry. Yeah. So right after that, we get another women's match. So we get the Alba Fire against Isla Dawn. I I think I just butchered her name, but anyways, okay, I mentioned I had a complaint about a ref spot. If y'all was pissed at the fucking bloody ref in the Ring of Honor show, how about the fucking ref somehow getting like, I don't know, put a voodoo curse on the motherfucker, and he's got like, black shit coming out of his mouth, and he can't count to 3. Now that was a shitty referee spot.
Some kind of black ooze.
Yeah, it's like Papa Shango incarnate. This match for me, it was okay. I don't know. Like, I liked the package they did beforehand and stuff, and I know these gals have worked with each other before. But I don't know. It was just kind of like, to me, it was just kind of coming down from the Iron Woman's Survivor matchup. What's up, Mannix? How are you, good sir? So from there, we go into the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Pretty Deadly taking on your boys, the New Day. And there you go. I guess shouldn't say surprised. I just was like, oh wow, they're really going to pull the trigger and let New Day like get the win, and now they are Triple Crown champions. So how cool is that?
And Kofi Kingston, your double dip Triple Crown champion.
There you go. I do love the one spot in this matchup with where they did the Eddie Guerrero spot with the belt, and all 4 of them were passing around. All 4 was like sound like they got hit with the belt. That was fucking hysterical to me.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest too. I've seen Pretty Deadly, but I haven't seen a ton of their stuff. But I enjoyed watching those guys, and like I saw like a TikTok of like behind the scenes of their entrance, and it was just hilarious because you know how they get their hair flowing and stuff. There's literally somebody working on the WWE ring crew that has a fucking leaf blower and it's blowing it at them to blow. That's hysterical to me.
I'll have to check that out. You'll have to send that to me.
That's dedication right there, man. So, but yeah, it's great to see the New Day win. I was surprised with it. So,
yeah,
good,
I mean, I think it was a good use of having them come down there.
Yeah, I don't know how long their reign will be, but it'll be good for that tag team division there in NXT. I think.
Yeah.
Now, from there, the last 2 matches, I think, honestly, along with the Women's Iron Survivor match, were probably the best matches of the night. So let's get to the men's one. So here you have JD McDonough, Axiom. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna honestly, I did not know shit about Axiom until I saw this match. I've heard about him. I haven't really watched him a whole lot. And like I'd heard people talk about like, he's the math. He's got like a math kind of gimmick or something, and his entrance is supposed to be like a movie. And the entrance was kind of cool and stuff, but it's just like the whole time I'm like, what the fuck? I would love to know the final count of how many times that motherfucker got pinned or submitted in that matchup, because it seemed like he got pinned a shit ton of times in that matchup, because he spent a lot of time in the penalty box. I'm just saying. So, and then one last thing I want to throw here on Axiom, like I feel like all of his like maneuvers should be named after like mathematical quotes or something like, "Oh my God, Axiom's gonna hit him with the Dewey Decimal System drop" or something like that. Holy crap, he's coming off the top rope with the quadratic equation. Like that would be kind of fun to me. I'm
Is
just throwing
his
that out
move
there.
like E = MC squared or something like that?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? But you had those 2 as well as you had Grayson Waller in this matchup, as well as you have oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. I see him from Schism. Fucking Jesus Christ. You ever just have a brain fart?
Yeah, all the time. I'm looking.
We're live, pal. Huh?
Miko?
No, Jesus, I can't think of his name.
Joe Gacy.
Joe Gacy. Good God Almighty. Yes, Joe Gacy in this matchup. And now that's terrible. Now I'm already forgetting the person in this matchup with Grayson? Oh,
Axel.
Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes. Yeah. Good God. Sorry, folks. Hey, it's getting late for us. So,
Yeah.
but
And
yeah, no.
we watched a lot of wrestling. So
Yeah, we did. I love the pacing of this match. I love the storytelling of this match, and the scoring on it was great. Love how Grayson Waller came in. He like immediately got 2 pinfalls. Man, Gacy looked good too in this matchup. Like his finisher is sick, man. Where he does like a springboard off the like handstand off the ropes, and then does the clothesline. Dude, that's money. But I do like how like it kind of came down to like a 4-way tie at the end, and then like the last 4 minutes, like JD McDonough's got no points in it. He's scrambling trying to get a victory and can't do it. And then also shout out to him and his finish. Holy shit! Where he like grabs her arm, throws him into like a side suplex. That was fucking nasty looking. But then you have like where Axiom's pretty much down in the ring. Imagine that. And then pretty much Grayson Waller comes in and gets the pinfall, gets the point, and there's like a minute and a half left. And it's just like he's just running around the ring, scurrying around, like trying to avoid people, and he ends up getting the win. So it was awesome to see. I think it's well deserved. I mean, I think honestly, Grayson Waller is probably the best heel they have on NXT right now.
And you currently have a babyface champion, so there you go.
Yeah, and let's talk about that main event. Apollo Crews going up against Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship. I like the vignettes building up to this, and I like just like the friendly rivalry, so to speak. But I love the storytelling in this from Apollo Crews. If you looked at his facials and stuff, and how he's just like he's very cool, calm, and collective, and then like as he's getting frustrated in the match, you see that like come across on his facial expressions, which is I think kind of been a critique of his over the years. I thought Apollo Crews killed it in this matchup. It had great chemistry with Braun Breaker.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been very shocked if Apollo Crews won this. But I still believed enough that he could. But
I do think Apollo has probably been the most credible, and that's no disrespect to any of the other guys that's challenged for that NXT championship since Braun got it back from Ziggler back in April or whatever it was. But I do feel like Apollo posed the most serious threat.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly, if anything, which I mean, this is what you should want out of the pay-per-view is for me as a fan to want to watch the next thing. I am excited for a Grayson Waller Braun Breaker feud.
Yeah, and they teased it there at the end. How about him coming out, jumping Braun? And then how about the celebration, the drinking the beer out of the shoe, like the fighters oversee do or whatever. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But overall, I liked NXT Deadline. I mean, it's kind of like comparing apples and oranges, I think, to the Ring of Honor show. Honestly, it's just
they really were kind of polar opposites in a lot of ways. Ring of Honor, we saw a lot of title changes.
Yeah.
Here, not so much. But
I think what stuck out for me for this show is those Iron Survivor matches. I thought they were really well done.
They definitely were. And you know, the beautiful thing is about it is we got 2 pay-per-views yesterday. That's the beautiful thing about it. A lot of times I feel like we get guilty of like we're spoiled. We're very spoiled as wrestling fans sometimes. Me especially, because I just became a fan, and this has been one heck of a good year of wrestling. I mean, I can see it all, the good, the bad. I was thinking this earlier. I think it was something off maybe for what Alex Kane said, but you know, even when wrestling's bad, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, that's a true point.
It's still pretty good and it's still pretty fun to watch.
Hey, speaking of earlier, you said you wanted to mention something about a match. Did we cover that or?
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Okay, yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah, so as we're winding down here, because believe it or not, I mean, this episode's flying by and we're like 5 minutes till 11. But so I want to talk about a little match that I've already talked to you about. Some Mike Bailey versus Josh Alexander.
Fuck.
Oh,
You know what? Like, if anything, that may be match of the week, and that's saying something. Talking about the dog collar match. Holy shit!
Yeah. They just keep going and going, and the finish of that match, where Josh Alex, spoiler warning.
Yeah,
for,
you haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
for the 5 of you that are watching, Josh Alexander, like Mike Bailey, is holding onto the ropes. Like this is like with 30 seconds left, or they're gonna hit time limit, and Josh Alexander just does some grown man stuff and yanks him up, and it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, it was incredible. Like, here's the thing. I went into the watching it. I didn't watch it live. I did not catch it live. So I had already kind of heard some of the rumblings about it. Shoot, I think even after like because Impact does do tapings, a lot of people were saying that like this could be like a contender for match of the year.
Damn right.
Like, and I think it should be because it was incredible. So like I'm saying, like I went into it hyped up for it, and it lived
up to the hype.
It lived up, if not maybe even exceeded what I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be. So, I know Dad Hat normally does like a match of the week, so I'm gonna steal the gimmick, and that's my match of the week. So there you go.
There you go. There you go, man. What a hell of a match to talk about. Well, hey, we're winding down here, and as always, we like to get in a last plug of Palooza, but there's something I want to like touch on here briefly. I didn't even tell you I was gonna want to really talk about this, and I'm not gonna go into detail. But y'all know what the fuck's been going on this past week with Wrestle Talk. Let's all just get along, man. Just enjoy wrestling. You know, we don't need all this other bullshit out there. We don't need all this shit like so and so's better than so and so or whatever. You know, we're all human beings, man. We're all equals, and we're all wrestling fans. That's why we're here, because we love the sport of professional wrestling. So just enjoy wrestling. Watch wrestling. Enjoy it. We don't need all like this other drama, bitching, so on and so forth. You know, just enjoy wrestling. Stay positive and enjoy wrestling. That's all I really want to say on that.
Yeah.
But as always, let's get into that plug of police.
Yeah, and I'll touch on it just very briefly. I mean, I guess I did kind of allude to it a little bit earlier. I said I haven't really been on TikTok that much, and that is a big reason why, because it's just it's too much. But pulling the curtain back just a little bit, what was one of the number one reasons I told you why I became a wrestling fan? Do you remember? Because of the community. I felt an instant connection. Now, mind you, we were at a live event and people were in a good mood, but instant connection. I instantly felt like these people that I had no clue who they were my family.
Yep.
And really, that's what we all are. We're all wrestling fans. Call it community. Call it whatever you want. Call it We Are Wrestle Talk. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Don't care. everyone has their
family.
opinion. Everyone
Families,
has, yeah,
their arguments, they have their things. Like
Yeah.
I think for the most part, most of the community is kind of moving on. That's the thing that needs to be done. But like, just don't let shit like this happen. I mean, just come on, man. Let's enjoy wrestling. Because
yeah,
we are. You mentioned it earlier. We've been spoiled rotten this year. It's been a great year for professional wrestling. Next
it
year,
is.
it's going to be even better, probably. So,
It
just saying.
is. And like I know, like yeah, and I didn't. Neither one of us felt the need to make a video about it. Um, I mean,
Because we want to just put out a positive message and enjoy.
I did
Like I
try to
say,
make like a. I tried to make like a funny one just to kind of like, okay, y'all, like,
yeah. But that's it. Like I say,
yeah,
it's done. We're moving on and to bigger and better things. And you're going to get me to do this one more time because I know you love it. That last plug-a-palooza, sir. Let's go.
that is right. We thank you so much for joining us over here on the Panda Wrestling Company Twitch channel. Go ahead and hit that follow button if you're still with us. And we are sponsored each and every week by Rootless Coffee. I pointed the wrong way that time. Because it is a
Damn.
fine cup of coffee. It really is. And did you know you can use code Panda Coffee to save 15% off all non-collabs? See, I like it so much. I'm just giving it a big old bear hug right now. It does really smell amazing too.
They have candles too, folks.
They do. Good Christmas gift. Big shout out to Alex Kane. Thank you for coming on again for the interview. Go pick up some of his merch. So I actually got this one off of Brainbuster Tees. I had never ordered anything from there before. Was very impressed with the selection and the shipping. It got to me pretty quickly, so very impressed. So yeah, go pick you up some Alex Kane merch. Huge shout out to him for coming on and doing. That was our first Learning the Ropes interview. So there we go. I mean,
And
it
we'll
was.
get him back on again, and we'll get Michael on, and they can have that.
Yeah, I don't care if I
time.
have to bring Michael to my house. I'm gonna make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen.
We are gonna make it happen. But yeah. So speaking of merch, though, as well, we do have some merch as well, and we do have some pretty cool like little deal going on right now. XLJ the OG is working that sweet LTR Learning the Ropes shirt. It is beautiful. It is beautiful indeedio. So you could get some of our Learning the Ropes merch. You could get some of our Cole TV merch, or there's tons of other content creators over there as well. Panda, Self Bet, much more. Dad hats over there. That's also where the We Are Wrestle Talk shirts are. All over at Sweet Dollface Creations. .com. Links in my bio. She's on TikTok. You can look her up. Pretty easy to find. Go on over there. Get you some merch from your favorite creator or a We Are Wrestle Talk shirt. Which, reminder, we are doing a large percentage of those sales are going to mental health awareness. The plan is that we're going to keep running like this current promotion that we're running till the end of the year. And then they're still going to be available, but we're not necessarily going to be promoting it as much at the beginning of the year. We're just going to they'll just kind of be there. But go ahead and snag you one before Christmas because, hey, they make an awesome Christmas gift. And if you use code free ornament on any of our stuff, you're going to get an ornament too. So there you go. By the way, I still have yours. I need to get those to you.
I do. I need to get that. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. What else am I missing?
Let's talk about Cole TV. What we got coming up this week? Well, let me tell you. Tuesday, you can catch our Ring of Honor Final Battle reaction show. Wednesday, you can catch our NXT Deadline reaction show. And Thursday, hey, if you missed our interview with Alex Kane, guess what? You can catch it over there on Cole TV. As well, of course, you can catch it here on Twitch here on the Panda Wrestling Company's Twitch channel. And as a quick reminder, don't forget, coming up the week of December 19th kicks off Christmas week on Cole TV. We're going to have all sorts of Christmas-themed episodes around like some of your favorite shows like Colecast, I'm Your Huckleberry, and so much more. And it concludes with our second annual Christmas special. You're going to want to check that out. And speaking of Christmas, got to talk about next week's Learning the Ropes. We're going to have our Christmas party, and guess what? You all are invited. So we hope you come on back here next week and join us here on the Panda Wrestling Company Twitch channel. And speaking of this Twitch channel, sir, how about you tell us a little bit about how you can actually subscribe for free? How do you do that?
Well, do you have Amazon Prime? Most people
I-
do, especially around the holidays. All you got to do is use your Prime membership to subscribe for free. Literally, all you can have to do is like literally Google it, and it's going to take you right to a link. And you're going to be able to figure out how to link the two, and then boom, you just hit the subscribe button, and you don't even have to pay for this stuff. So there you go. Nothing's better than free. Huge shout out again. Speaking of free, huge shout out again to Bomaye for helping us with the giveaway. He honestly, all his idea. I didn't even approach him with it. All his idea. We really appreciate it. So to our lucky winners, it was Ringsider Anthony and Johnny Goldsmith. I will be getting in touch with you. So, I mean, it's awesome. Awesome show, my man. Awesome show.
Yeah,
We
this
got
was
an
a great
interview in.
show. Yeah.
We did a giveaway. We got to talk some wrestling. What more could we ask for?
I know, my friend. It was an awesome time. And hey, we appreciate all of y'all joining us here tonight on Learning the Ropes. And like we said before, don't forget to join us next week for our special Christmas episode. We'll have a ton of guests coming on. It's going to be a really good time. And once again, thank you to Alex Kane for joining us tonight. And if you're not watching him, seriously, go watch him over on MLW. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. I'm XLJ the OG.
I'm Mr. B-Roll.
And we'll see you next week on a brand new episode of Learning the Ropes. Everybody have a great week. Take care and love each other. Peace!